Hi. Hi, everybody.
Who's here?
Everybody's popping in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Thursday Night Art Teachers Club.
Hi.
Janet, welcome. How are you?
I'm good. I wanted to ask if I could watch and take notes. It's triple digits and humid, and I have to be in my room where I have a...
No problem, of course. Where are you that it's triple digits?
Near Palm Desert, Coachella Valley,
In Arizona?
California.
California.
You know where
Wow.
Coachella, where the big Coachella Fest is.
Okay.
Wow.
Never been there, but wow. It's a contrast to New York, which has been raining for, well, it rained up until yesterday, 5 days straight, I think it was, which was very
We had one day since last November, and it just flooded. It was just a,
oh my
20-minute downpour and then gone.
God.
So we're anxious for some fall weather.
I wish I could send it to you. Hi, Risa. Hi, Kelly.
Steph.
Hi, Steph. Another Steph. Hi.
Huh.
And Julia and Brandy and Rachel. Welcome, welcome.
How do we see everybody, or is it just you just...
If you go up to the top right-hand corner, you see the little button where it says view. You can change it to gallery view.
Oh, it's been a while since I've done this. Whoops, it's all right. Uh-oh. No, I lost you.
You lost me? Uh-oh.
There.
Wow, we got a big group tonight. That makes me happy. I guess a lot of people needed to meditate this week. Crazy times, desperate measures.
Oh,
Let's see. It's 7:03. I usually let people trickle in till about 10 after, and then we can get started. So this will give you a chance to gather your supplies, whatever you think you will need. My mother actually mentioned that she had salt for the watercolor, and I ran and got my salt because I didn't think of that. Good thinking.
You're probably better off right now, not moving that right now. Leaving it where it is, you can use it.
Yeah.
Trailer.
What? Oh, from Pepina? No, I was listening to.
Okay. Just muting you guys till we get started because there's a lot of background stuff happening.
Amazing. I should have been. She'd never been so much.
I thought I muted everybody. Mute all. Here we go. All right. Once we start, I actually was able to find royalty-free meditation music so that YouTube doesn't yell at me when I try to post the video. So we can't meditate if there's a lot of background noise, but I have the, oh, and the ice cream truck is playing. I don't know if you can hear the truck behind me. That's a good sound. It's cheerful.
I actually saw it go past your window.
Yeah,
Where are you, Steph? Where
I'm
you-
in Far Rockaway, Queens.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's still driving around, but people like ice cream. He should still drive around like and carry Haagen-Dazs in the middle of winter when we all really need that. So just gonna go over supplies. You should definitely have water, paper towel, whatever paints you're using, your brushes, and some good paper. And like I said, I grabbed the salt because I wanted to play with that effect also. Okay.
Hi,
Hi, Angela. How are you? Welcome.
how are you? How are you
Good.
doing? I don't know what's wrong with my
Your video?
yeah, I don't know. My icon is like she's on vacation or something.
She was just there and now we see you.
Yeah, well, so it's watercolor night.
It's watercolor and chillax mode tonight.
Oh, I need chillaxing.
We all do. We really do. We should all have a drink too.
I just exercise and eat dark chocolate.
Oh, that's a good one. Dark chocolate. I like that. I haven't had milk chocolate in a really long time. And last week I had a piece and I'm like, this really tastes weird because I'm so used to the dark chocolate. It's much,
Yeah.
it's
Richer.
less sweet, but more, I don't know.
Chocolatey.
It's like a grown-up chocolate.
It's like chocolate milk.
Yeah, it tastes better than the milk chocolate to me now because I'm so
I like
used
dark
to it.
chocolate. I'm a dark chocolate girl.
Yes, dark chocolate is the way to go. You have a good size.
I bought this bag. I'd love to share it with everyone. A keto dark chocolate.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's keto. So it's
I
less
was doing
fattening.
keto for a while, but it didn't work well for me.
No?
No, because I actually had weight loss surgery
Ah,
3 years ago.
wow.
And then my brother was a keto nut for a while, and he's like, you should do this and you should do this and you should do this, and I was trying it and it kind of derailed me because we're, you know, having
Yeah.
had weight loss surgery, I can't have all that fat and I can't
Right.
consume all that food. I can only eat small bits at a time.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
just not working and it completely
Uh,
whacked me out. And then I had to
Yeah.
go back to the nutritionist and she put me back on track. And it was like, whoa, completely doing everything wrong for my personal situation.
yeah. Everybody's like genes and, you know, everything is different. Like what I discover is I work out a lot. I don't want to keep anybody, but if you walking and you build up your stamina and your speed, that really brings it down. And then you come home and then do weights and like stomach exercise, like so that you get your total body.
Well, that's what my brother does. I'm so not a workout person, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm a workout person.
Yeah.
You want us to start off with workout? We'll do 50 push-ups right now.
I don't think so. Have fun with that. All right, I'm gonna get started. So, welcome to I think this is the third session of this year's Art Teachers Art Club. And I'm really, really determined this year, not only to do sessions that benefit us in the classroom, but also benefit us personally. And over the summer, I kind of went a little crazy and joined a lot of Instagram people And through them, I found a woman who goes by Willa Wanders on Instagram. Her name is Wendy Solganic, and she does the most amazing. I want to give a shout out to her, because as Willa Wanders on Instagram, she inspired this session today, because she put out the most amazing watercolor pages that I have ever seen. And I just sat down. Hi, Kristen. And I just sat down with my watercolors and I was like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. I have to share it with you guys. So if you are interested, look at Willa, Willa Wanders on Instagram. Look up Fodder School. She put together an entire year of journaling, fodder making, print making, all kinds of really cool classes with 12 different teachers. So each month of the year, you get a different teacher and a different project. Amazing, well worth the money. She's very, very inspiring. And through her, I was introduced to a whole lot of other artists with a lot of great ideas. So
Can you spell her name again?
sure. Which her actual name is Wendy Solganic, Solganick, I think it is. And on Instagram, she goes by Willa Wanders, Willa Wanders. She's amazing. And through her, you'll see all the other stuff and the fodder school and the fodder challenge and all that stuff. Fodder, I don't know if you guys know, fodder being all that ephemera that you make, the printed papers and the stuff that you put in all the art and visual journals that are handmade. So she just blew my mind, and she's like my personal hero right now in terms of artistic stuff that I want to just jump into and learn how to do. But we're going to start with this. So on our personal journey to self-care, which is this year's and last year's buzzwords, I am inviting you to join me in today's meditative watercolors. And I'm going to switch my camera so that you guys can see. I'm going to pin myself. There you go. So this is a book that I handmade. Believe it or not, it was one of the lessons. The cover is made from an old colored file folder that I printed on and played with and stamped on. And the pages, this is all kind of regular pamphlet stitched in. I have 4 signatures of watercolor paper in the book. And then the first page that I did was just playing with and I bought a brand new set of yummy, delicious watercolor paints. And I was just playing around with them and doing all kinds of things. And then I wanted to kind of give it a title page. This is going to be my book for inspiration, as you can see. And then it'll include later pearls of wisdom, nuggets of knowledge, bits of brilliance, seeds of sageness, kernels of cognition, and pieces of perception. I was trying to get cute with the alliteration and I ran out of ideas. But then the next page, I don't know if you saw these are just regular boxes that I did in monochromatic colors, all green, all blue, and I did not use a pencil. I went in, these are the brushes that I use, by the way. Wendy suggested this brush specifically on her blog. It is Silver Black Velvet number 10. And I found when I was using it, and I used this brush for these 2 pages, that I didn't like it. It's really fat in the middle and it didn't hold a point. So it was a little hard to keep my edges straight, but I still didn't use a pencil. I just kind of went in and I hand drew all the rectangles randomly. And then for the next page, I used, I think I used this one, this brush, which is kind of a, not so cheapo, but it's one you get in a pack of multis at Michael's. And then I found these in my, I have so many brushes. I found these and it helped me do, this is another page that I did with the Sakura pens to outline the colors that I did. And then I started doing these with the smaller brushes because I was able to control it a little more. So use what you're comfortable with. The more you do it, the more you'll know what you like to use best. Simply Simmons and Escoda brands are great brushes. First, not too expensive. The second, well, this brush that Wendy recommended was $20 or $22 or something, and I just don't love it. I don't know. It's trial and error, I guess. So anyway, I thought that once all my, my color blocking was done, I could go in and put little quotes handwritten. So I started doing that and playing with different kinds of type or handwriting or fonts and weights and things, and putting in all kinds of different creativity quotes. And for references for that, I found this book, the Art Lovers Quotation book that I had in my shelf unit, Artfully Spoken, daily book of art readings and things for inspiration. And this is really nice, a nice 2 illuminating wisdom. Anything that you have, I even take snapshots on Facebook of things that are meaningful to me or that resonate in that particular moment, and then I'll probably go in and write it into what I've painted. So I guess what you need to decide is, do you want me to do a sampler or to show you how I did the shapes, or do you just want to play together? What do you guys feel like? Because this is not supposed to be stressful. It's supposed to be totally relaxing. You would love a sampler.
Yeah, I would love a sampler just to see like how you got started and then go from there.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure, we could do that.
I love your triangles.
Oh, thank you. I have to finish them. I haven't had a minute, but I love them too.
They're so nice. Thanks.
Okay, so I guess the first thing you should do is decide the colors that you want to use. I'm Art with Mr. E from Nashville. Hi, how are you and welcome. Show you the shape. So I guess we're going to do a sampler. Okay. I guess decide, like I said, on what colors you want to do or what colors you want to use. If you want to keep it to a specific family, a color scheme, if you want to do warm or cool or shades of one particular color, whatever it is. I think I'm feeling kind of cool today. I'm going to do the purple family. So we'll start with, I'm going to do stripes. I'm going to start with a stripe. So I'm going to wet my colors. Oh, most important thing, since we're meditating with our watercolors, we have to have music. So I'm going to put some nice meditative music on in the background. Royalty free, so we don't get in trouble. Okay. And I'm just going to take my brush. I'm going to start on the edge. I'm using the fat brush this time because I want a nice thick stripe of color. So I'm going to go straight across the edge of the page.
Are you using watercolor paper, cold press or hot press?
It's hot press. Nothing special. I actually brought it home from school. It's from a class pack of paper that I have. I don't even know what brand it is. And it's nice when you vary the thickness of your stripes rather than all the same, but you could, again, you can do whatever you like. You can also use one color and start off heavy and opaque, and then add more color so it consistently looks like it just gets lighter, like an ombre in the stripes. I'm going to leave a space between and just go right across. Reload my brush. And my curious little kitten here, sticking her paws out from under my laptop to try and grab my paintbrush.
Your light is very bright in the middle.
Oh,
Just a heads up.
okay, let's see. How's
Oh
that?
yeah, much better, much better.
Okay,
Thanks.
sure. I could even turn it off. I was afraid it was going to be too dark in here. Yeah, that's just a little too dark. Put it back on. How's that? Is that okay?
Yep.
All right. There we go. All right, I think I'm going to do one more row of purple. I mean, one more stripe. And I'm just working wet on dry paper. I'm not wetting the paper first. You can play with that if you like to. Just, if I go wet to wet, everything will spread all over the place. So kind of want to keep my shapes a little more controlled. I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. And I also guess, depending on how confident you are in your hand and how still it is, will determine how much space you want to leave between each shape. You can always leave more, you can leave less, you can leave the same amount of space between as the lines of color themselves. Don't drink that, silly girl. My cat is drinking my paint water. Okay. So I'm going to start from below this line, and I'm going to start making, I guess Janet bounced out. I'm going to start making random rectangles and squares. And it kind of gonna just build a wall, like a brick wall, fitting all the pieces together like puzzle pieces. Different sizes, different colors. That's it. And while it's wet, I don't know if you've ever tried this technique before, but while it's wet, if you want to shake some salt into the paint, it gives it a very cool mottled effect. And when it dries, it kind of looks like snowflakes. I don't know if you can see what's happening, where the salt is absorbing the color. So that's kind of neat effect. And then if you want to do triangles, it's the same thing. Just try to be as consistent as you can with the space in between. There really is no right and wrong. Whatever feels good. Add more salt. If you wanted to play with the color combinations within each shape, you could. And I think I want a really big, happy circle. Right here. I think I might add some green. Little chartreuse. Add a chartreuse circle. You can also make your shapes whatever you want them to be. They don't have to be only triangles and only circles and only rectangular. Sometimes I'm torn between wanting to work opaque and also wanting to work very watery. How are you guys feeling right now? Is everybody relaxed?
Chilling.
Chilling. I
Like
think
water chilling.
water chilling. I think we should all come home and do this after work. It would just be so soothing.
After the 50 push-up.
Yeah, sure. There went my chill. Okay, Judy says, Eileen loves this, so she wants someone to tell me. So I'm going to say that for reading. Are you guys able to hear my music, or would you rather put on your own stuff? Mom, you're muted. You're still muted.
Tap to speak.
What?
How about now?
Now I can hear you.
But now I have no video.
What did you want to say?
I said I have no voice.
No, about the music.
That is hard to hear.
It is hard to hear. Huh. Okay.
Oh my God, I pushed a button and I lost you.
I'm
Shoot.
still here.
For me, I can hear it off and on, but it sounds like when you're not like moving, rustling around or talking, then I can't hear it at all. It, like your speaker goes mute.
Really? Can you hear it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Little bits and pieces though, like a note here and there.
Oh,
And
wow.
I think there's a setting though, and I've never quite figured this one out, but I think it's when you set up the meeting,
Uh-huh.
there's a way to allow music, or there's another place that you can change the setting, but I've never really mastered it, so I generally don't even try. I usually tell people if they want music, they should put it on in their environment, because it seems like, yeah, that's what happens is anytime your brush rustles or you talk, it makes it shut off.
Oh, one supersedes the other?
I think so.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, I think so. There's something tricky about music because I never quite got that one together.
Okay. Well, should I turn it off altogether?
Maybe, because then we could hear you better, and if you want to have music, you could put it on in your own environment that way.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
No, not at all. I mean, don't be sorry, but that's
No,
how.
I'm glad you brought it to my attention. I thought it was going to be all cool and everything and all zen and stuff, and
Well,
it
from
would make me crazy if it kept going in and out. I didn't even realize that until you told me.
one Zoom presenter to another, I know that there's a lot of stuff that people have taught me during Zoom classes that I've been really glad. So I hope that it
Thank
helps.
you. I appreciate it. All right. So if you want meditation music, you're on your own. Sorry.
I need new paints.
More paint.
I'm working with very old paint.
Amazon, Mom.
Yep.
I also never use salt in my work. So thank you for saying to use the salt because I'm always like, oh yeah, the salt.
Yep. It adds a really cool effect. You could also try dabbing small pieces of bubble wrap for texture or crinkled saran wrap,
Or even paper towel.
paper towel, sponge,
Parchment paper,
parchment paper,
rice.
rice. I've never done rice.
Yeah. I did.
I wanted to try alcohol too, but I haven't gotten around to that one. Ooh, Elmer's glue. What does Elmer's glue do? Is it like
It's like a batik.
okay. So it's a resist.
Right.
Sort of. It depends on like the paper that you're using and when you put it on. Sometimes it'll like completely push away the watercolor, and sometimes it'll absorb it a little bit. But it leaves a really sort of cool, like ripply effect.
So you keep the glue.
Yes.
Ah,
You let it dry onto it.
neat.
And I've done that with my students where I just give them like a bowl and a spoon and let them drizzle it on.
Oh, neat.
Is it white glue or clear glue?
I've used white glue. I think if I remember correctly, Elmer's works better than the like whatever glue we get from discount school supply. But
it dries clear, right?
Yeah, it dries clear.
Yeah, okay.
But if you put black, like India ink or black acrylic ink into it, it creates like a stained glass effect when you use it, which is really cool.
I tried doing that on acetate and it peeled off the acetate. But
we do it on paper.
Yeah, I could definitely do it on paper. I have to tell you that it is really lovely to have a male voice in the group. It is very rare, and thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, well, my family is away in California for the week. They have 2 weeks of fall break in the school district we live in, but I teach in Metro Nashville, and we only have one, which starts next week.
Oh, okay.
So I'm by myself. So thank you for the company.
You're welcome.
I'm a very social person. It's not been easy.
I go both ways. I have bursts of socialness. That's a horrible word, but and then followed by extreme antisocial recovery.
Nice.
You take after your mother.
Yeah. Yeah, I like being social, but it saps all my energy, so I need to recover afterwards. I'm curious, how many of you guys did a limited palette, and how many of you are going just crazy with your colors?
Going wild.
Awesome.
Going
Full
wild.
color.
Limited color? Who said limited?
Full color.
Oh, full color. Full color. Awesome.
I'm doing autumn colors.
Nice. That didn't even occur to me. Like autumn. I guess I was just feeling really cool today.
Is it cold up there?
You know, the last 5 days when it was raining, and I'm in New York, it was like 50 degrees and rainy and nasty and gross, and you didn't want to get out of the covers. And then today's the first sunshine we've had since Friday last week, Saturday morning last week, and it went back up to 70.
Nice.
So yeah, it's just nuts. The weather, there's no rhyme or reason. It's all over the place. Completely.
We're
that.
in a drought down here, and our leaves are just falling off the trees.
Oh no. Did you get any rain, or it's still dry?
Nope, we're in a drought.
Oh, wow. I
I'm
think
in
we
40-degree weather right now, and it's actually rainy and to the point where it's sleet, and they're expecting a little bit of maybe even snow overnight. So
No.
not going to stick. It's gonna disappear. But by morning when I'm heading to work, there's probably going to be a little bit of snow and frost on everything again.
Where are you, Kelly?
I'm in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you pee.
It's
I used to live in Southeast.
It's too
Yeah.
soon for cold. It's too soon for that kind of cold. Oh my God.
I just have to ask a question. I'm not sure how I got the invitation to this, but I'm a member of the New York State Art Teachers Association.
Judy, you and I were at Sagamore.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I friended you and I think I put you on my mailing list.
Thank you. Okay, that is because I was surprised that people are from all over the place.
Yep, they're from everywhere. I started this with New York City and then it just expanded. I have people in Europe and people who can't watch it live because the time change is just too crazy. I had somebody in Australia and India that wanted to join, but they have to watch the recorded sessions. So
Steph, thank you so much for inviting me because I think this is really fun that everybody's from all over. It's a really nice thing. Thanks a lot.
you're welcome. I think I started this during COVID. I don't think you knew the whole history of this thing. And I think that we really all needed each other then. And it showed us that, you know, we're here to help each other out because our teachers, we're like our own special breed in the school systems and nobody really speaks our language except for us. So we kind of have to stick together.
Well, I'm both an art teacher and an occupational therapist in the school, so I speak your language.
Thank you. Perfect. We shared an experience through NYSADA, right? It was a New York State thing that they did a week of, what did they call it? I keep calling it art camp for grown-ups because
They called it a Art Institute, I think.
the Art Institute, right? So we were away for a week in Sagamore, New York. And it was exclusively for art educators. And we got to pick all kinds of different workshops that we did. I did a bookmaking strand. I think you were in the printmaking, Judy, or the independent?
No, I was in the general strand.
The general strand. It was the best experience of my life. I mean, to go away and be a camper, literally, as a grown-up and learn and just run away from home and be away and meet people and make art together for a week straight. It was fantastic. Absolutely. If you have any opportunity to do anything like that, highly, highly, highly recommend.
I do a summer art workshop for teachers every summer for the past 7 years.
Really?
And I've had teachers from 8 different states come. One came from Florida this year just because she felt so alone.
Aw,
And she wanted to connect with other art teachers.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. So important. What kind of courses, what kind of sessions do you
Well,
do?
it's me leading it's a one-man show. 'Cause
Oh,
I have an art blog, and people started asking if I would lead workshops based off of what they saw on my blog. And I was like, sure, why not? We'll try it. And 7 years later, I'm still doing it.
that's
It's
great.
It's not real big. Like, I don't want more than 20 people because I want it to be where we can talk freely and get to know each other. And like,
Mhm.
it's as much as it is doing the projects and talking about new ideas, it's also that connection and learning from one another.
Yes. We need that terribly. I need that terribly. I love learning new things and there's always a new way to do something. And right now I'm kind of in sponge mode and I'm absorbing all these new experiences. And whatever I learn for myself will also help me in my classroom.
Exactly.
So can you share the link to your blog? I would love to take a look at it.
It is Art with Mr. E.
Art, let me write this down.
It's all my social media and my blog are all the same. Pinterest,
Art with Mr.
TikTok,
E.
all of it. Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
You're Ed, right?
Pardon?
Your name is Ed?
Ted.
Ed, hi. I'm going to send a friend to you. I have a friend who's an creative art therapist and art teacher just outside of Nashville.
Oh, really?
So, and she's lonely down there. So,
Do you know what city she's in?
no, I don't. It's like 20 minutes from Nashville.
I live about 30 minutes from Nashville.
Maybe she's 30. I don't know exactly what direction though, because
Oh yeah, you can be in 100 different cities in 20 minutes.
but I know that she's, always looking for her tribe down there. So
I originally was going to go into art therapy, and then everybody in the program at my school was crazy. So I was like, no.
I'm actually considering that as my third career after teaching.
Well, in theory, it's fabulous, but
Yeah.
they end up dropping the program because there's so many issues.
What kind of issues?
I don't know. There's two of the girls end up in the psych ward, and it was people that were trying to fix themselves. And you have to be, and not whole, but you have to be healthy if you're going to be helping others.
Yeah, you would think.
But there was some other mismanagement of stuff within the faculty, I believe. But I went to the university that I went to because of that program. I'm from Ohio originally, and I was going to go to Ohio University. They had it, and then they dropped it my senior year in December after I'd already been accepted. So I had to find another state university that had it, and then I dropped it. But it was art therapy, art ed, so I didn't really miss any kind of credits or anything.
Okay.
I was within my major.
But Steph, if you're interested in an art therapy certificate, not a formal degree, because art therapy is another whole master's degree with associated work and everything. It's like it's a whole separate profession.
Right.
I took a class. Actually, it was a year long.
An hour.
A minute long. It was a minute long, and it was one day a month intensively for like 8 hours. And it was with somebody named Lucy Barbera, who is in this area. She's in Kingston and Woodstock, and she does these classes that are both virtual and in person. So you could participate if you're interested. Now she's doing these, like, I think it's like 7 meetings of trauma-informed creative art therapy.
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
Really good. She is very good at making it so that the Zoom interface is really good for the people that are far away. I'll put her name in the chat.
Yeah, please. That's wonderful. Now, well, here's the question. Is there, like, what can you do with a certificate that would be different with a degree?
Well, with a degree, you can actually be a therapist, but if with a certificate, you can also use your skills. Like I'm using pretty much everything I've got. I've got a BFA and a BSMS in occupational therapy, so I'm actually a qualified therapist. And I have been doing these Zoom classes through our local teacher center, and they're mostly called self-care using creative art therapy and mindfulness. So that's the way I've been applying it. But you can do therapeutic. I mean, what did you envision your next career to be like? Is the question.
Well, I'm kind of still working that out. I was thinking maybe private art making sessions as a way of working through or healing, or a meditation. I don't know that it has to be clinical, which I guess is what the degree is.
Well, the degree is a pretty ambitious endeavor.
Uh-huh.
Wanted to just get a taste. I mean, it's really like it's more than a teaching degree, actually, I think. And
Yeah, I teach in Wisconsin, but my daughter's going for a master's in art therapy right now, and she's in Philadelphia at a colleges in Allentown, Pennsylvania. But yeah, you have to have a master's because it's my 31st year key teaching, and I kind of need my second career now. And I wanted to do something with art therapy, but you need to be certified to do all the paperwork for the state. And yeah, it's a really intense program.
But I think like this thing that Lucy Barbera does, where she trains people in these techniques and basically launches them to be able to use these techniques, I think you can base it off of what you already do, like your teaching certificate and your background, and have this sort of specialty. And it's a certificate, not a certification. So certification is different. You have to take a professional exam to have a certification. This is actually a training.
Okay.
But I thought it was like super useful, and it really kind of married together everything I was ever interested in. So you know, I have a yoga background and fine art. I've been an art teacher for many years before I became an occupational therapist, and occupational therapy has a whole mental health component. So it was all like a great way to bring it together.
Right.
It might be worth, you know, and it's nice because her class isn't a huge commitment. It's like only, I think it might be like $700 or something for a 6 or 7 meeting class. And you would get an idea, I think, from that of where you want to go with it. So just a thought.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. That sounds probably what like the direction I was heading in. I don't know that I would want to go do a whole new degree, like full on. I don't know. I just know that whatever I do should be a natural extension of what we already do. Because if COVID showed us anything, is that this kind of self-care, going back to basics and making stuff is like, it's a primal need in order to function, whatever the making ends up being, you know, whether you're writing or doing music or cooking or art making or bless you.
Thank you.
So I don't know. I want to make stuff, and I want to share with people. I want to make stuff with people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could just imagine starting the retired art teachers art club.
I'm a retired art teacher.
Yeah. So there you go.
A 70-year-old art retired teacher right at the point of COVID.
Wow.
So
my mom is retired also, but she's been retired a lot longer.
I retired
20 years.
Oh, I retired in 2020. We went home on March 13th, and that's my retirement.
Wow.
Well, your timing was perfect.
Yes and no.
Harder than ever.
Yes.
It was yes and no because I went home and that was it.
Yeah.
Plus I had just lost my husband. So there I was, nowhere to go, nothing to do. That's why I really like what you said about if COVID has taught us anything is to focus on self-care.
Yeah.
I like that.
Self-care and relationships.
Yes.
And community.
I'm writing that down. For myself.
Healthy relationships.
Healthy. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So are you guys mixing your shapes? I kind of have like all over the place with mine. Anybody want to be brave and show their stuff?
I have mine up.
Hold on. That looks, wait. Let me unpin myself so that we can see people. Oh, wow. Look at those fall colors. Ted, that looks beautiful. Kelly, that's gorgeous. And you did overlapping too. It looks like a plaid. I love that. Roberta, hold it up higher. Hold it up higher, higher. Not back, but yeah, there you go. Very nice. Steph, I love it. You went for the stripe modes. Rachel.
Thank you.
Love that. Risa, I love your colors. So tropical. Judy, I love your stuff. Oh my God, I love your mandala. Kristen, I didn't see yours. Beautiful. See, it's not so hard. It's like there's no rules with this. And it feels so good. I love when I look at everybody's colors, it gives me ideas for my next one. Suzanne, you're muted. Did you want to say something? 1 minute? Okay. You have to get a t-shirt that says you're muted.
Yeah, I'm trying to turn my background off because I don't think I can show my work with my background. Oh, wait.
Well, it was there. It was there for a minute.
I have to turn it off.
Oh, you were.
Yeah, I did the same
you were
thing. My
floating
work
head for a
background made mine
second.
terrible.
You were floating head for a second too.
Yes, there we go. That might work now. Okay.
Oh, Rachel, nice.
No, I've still got my Magritte background. It won't let me go.
Oh no. Angela, what do you got?
Let me see. I'm kind of all over the place.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm like
that. A little
like
more
all over the
over.
place.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, just a release from the stress, I think.
That's all it is. That's all this is. Excellent. I'm so glad you're enjoying this. I can't believe it's almost 8:15 already. That's crazy.
No.
Judy, I went to Artner's last night with Michelle and Beth and everybody.
Oh, yes.
It was the first one I was able to make.
Yeah, I couldn't. Why couldn't I do it? There was something I couldn't do. Oh, I don't think I even got home till after it started.
I realized that it was more of a, I thought it was like an official membership kind of, meeting, monthly meeting. And then,
Oh, I thought it was like a hangout and do art, kind of like this.
yes, that's what it was. Everybody was doing their own thing. Some people were cooking dinner and baking cookies for their kids, and
how
other
funny.
people were arting, and I was weaving. So yeah, it was
About how many people were there?
it might have been 7 or 8 people.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Nice.
That'll work. Okay, so.
Oh, beautiful.
Thanks.
I
That's
love
fun.
your hot colors. Those are really nice.
Oh, let's see. I'm missing that. Hold that up again.
What? This, hold on. Just gotta switch my camera.
Is that Suzanne?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Let's see. I'm going to pick. Oh, cool.
Thanks.
Very nice. I feel like I want a different watercolor set now. I just got these small set and I want more colors.
Yep, that's what I did. I went and got the 48 pack.
Yeah, I want that now.
Really cool colors.
I'm working with an elementary school baby watercolor set that's 20 years old.
Oh my God.
I got this one a couple years ago. It looks like this. It's a fan pad.
Oh,
Oh,
how
I have one of
fancy.
those too. Does it work really well?
I love it. Yeah, the colors are so vibrant. You don't need a lot. So
Oh, no.
yeah.
What company is that from?
This one I got it through Cheap Joe's Art Stuff, and it's just called a 42 fan pan. So
I should try mine out. It's been in my drawer since I got it like 4 years ago.
Oh, thank you. I think your mom got the vintage award. The vintage award.
Definitely.
Well, I myself am vintage, so it works.
Yeah, just the paints are vintage, babes.
I was really fortunate this past summer. The pastor at my church asked me if I would help out with a class that he was teaching. It was an intergenerational class, and it was about praising God in different ways through our 5 senses. And he wanted to do a night of art and praising God through art.
Mm-hmm.
So because I did that, he gave me a $50 gift card to Dick Blick.
Oh,
And,
totally worth it.
and I bought the, this is the Van Gogh botanical watercolors.
That's pretty.
They're such beauty. I do a lot of nature things. So like it was just a beautiful set to get. And I wouldn't normally splurge and spend that kind of money, but they gave me a gift card, so I used it.
Definitely.
Hey, Ted, can you hold that up again, please?
Yeah.
Ooh, it's big and juicy.
Yeah,
So-
I was just gonna say that. I said that to some of my kids in class today, that their colors were juicy and delicious, and they looked at me like I was insane.
The pans are not really big, like you can see my finger, but the color is so pigmented, it goes such a long way. Like you don't need a lot of paint. Like I could see this lasting a very long time. And they're individual placed, so you can buy just the individual color you need.
You can replace the individual. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's really cool. It's very fancy. I studied watercolor when I was in college,
Mhm.
and I did not have something quite this fancy.
Well, in college, nobody did.
I just realized I'm working with 5 different types of watercolor.
Really?
Yeah, I started just grabbing everything when I was doing this because I wasn't sure what we were doing. So I have some that are tubes, I have some that are pans already. I'm just all over the place. I grabbed a couple years ago, oh gosh, probably 3 at this point. I did something, I think it was through Art of Ed. And this was one of the things I got, these chroma watercolors, but they're like pearlescent. So I thought I'd give those a shot tonight too. They're kind of fun, a little
Interesting.
different. But I bought this whole bean set, and this one is actually, I want to get the watercolor on the side. It's actually gouache on the side, but I'm loving these ones. And then I just bought this tray, just a random tray on Amazon, but same thing. Like
Right.
each of the pans pops in and out, so you can just refill them, and it's really nice. You can kind of like change your palette up too if you just want everything like real close together or whatever. So yeah, that's a fun one too.
That's so cool. Yeah, sometimes I love working really thick, like gouache, and then other times I just want to go like loosey-goosey and very watery and transparent.
Yeah,
I love
when I bought-
colors that can go really opaque. I love that.
Yeah, and that was my purpose in buying these, because I needed something a little bit more opaque to try out. But now that I love the pigment so much, I think I'm gonna splurge and buy their watercolors to put on the other side of my tray, but they're a little pricey as well.
A little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. The set that I have came with a few metallic watercolors, which are new to me. I'd never used with metallic watercolors before. And they're okay. They tend to be very translucent, transparent, translucent, not opaque. But they're pretty. I guess it depends on what you're doing with it.
There's a woman on TikTok that makes dual chrome watercolors. And I mean, it's pure eye candy, but I'm not sure the practicality of using it. Like, I don't know where I would use it in a painting, but it's beautiful. Like, I love watching her make it. And then when she swatches them, they're gorgeous.
What does she do with them besides make them? Does she show you samples?
No.
No.
But it's one of those things that watching her mix the like gum arabic with the powder pigments and stuff, it's very relaxing to watch.
Yeah. It's like watching the videos of, remember how, I think it was Mr. Rogers when he showed a video of how crayons were made and all the melted wax goes into the forms, and it's soothing to see that stuff in process and the repeated machine movements and all of that stuff.
Do any of you have experience with jelly gouache?
With what?
Jelly gouache?
I've never even heard of it.
It looks like a baby food container almost. And you can get sets of like 24, 48. And it's wet, and it has like little lids that you can keep it wet. But if it dries, you can always re-wet it.
Is it chalky like regular gouache?
It looks like baby food. When it dries, yes, it does kind of have that chalky feel to it. Yeah.
So why is it jelly? Like what's
it looks like baby food.
but why was it mixed with jelly? What was the point of that?
Well, I don't know. It was just, it's been very much like a trendy kind of item. I don't know the practicality or if it would just be better to buy regular old gouache. But yeah, on all the social platforms and all the artists that do online content, they were trying them out and using them, and they all seem to like them. But then they're kind of like, but I like regular gouache too.
You know what's something funny? Last summer, not the one that passed, 2021, I had started a painting using gouache, and then school started, and like I have one of those ceramic palettes, and I left my colors, they dried in the palette for the whole school year. And I went back to them this past summer, and everything just, it's like I picked up, it was like the next day. The colors were just perfect. I don't remember what brand they were, but if I'm keep thinking, thank God it wasn't acrylic. But I love gouache. You could just it's just add water and keep going, keep it moving. Yeah.
It sounds like the jelly ones. I'm looking them up now because I'm totally into it, checking it out. And it sounds like the jelly ones. It's saying that they like retain like their brush or spatula marks. So it almost sounds like you can use like them as texture too. And it says like even the thicker textured marks will not crack after drying. So it sounds like it almost has like a texture to it. That sounds really unique. I'm curious.
Sculpted texture. That might be interesting. I'm
sorry, I didn't mean to like have you.
No, see, this is why these groups are awesome, because we all teach each other about new things. It's excellent.
I know, but like,
Thinking, would they work on a jelly plate? Probably not, but you could sculpt into it if it's thick enough on like illustration board with the jelly gouache. Yeah, see, look what you did. Yeah.
well, that's what I was thinking of. Like, my wife, if she sees me come home with another art supply, she's like, "Don't you have enough?"
Oh God. Oh God. I cleaned out my studio this summer and I brought half of the stuff to school to use in my classroom. And then I ordered more stuff for home. So I was like, what the hell was the point of that in the first place?
I love that meme that says to get your kids hooked on art because they'll never have enough money for drugs.
Yes, absolutely. But Judy, you know what I bought when I came home from Sagamore? I fell in love. I had drill press envy from the bookmaking group with Beth. She brought her drill
No
press.
kidding.
I bought myself a drill press off of Amazon.
Get out. How much was a drill press?
Really? It was $70.
That's not bad.
Oh,
It's
not
not
bad.
that expensive. And I haven't used it yet, but I bought it and I'm excited that I'm a power tool kind of girl. I love tools. I love it.
Well, I think you'll use it for all kinds of things. I mean, you can actually drill a whole book block too, right through the paper. So
Oh,
you can drill paper.
that's cool.
That's, yeah.
I'm excited about that.
See,
Oh, everybody's leaving. It's almost 8:30. Oh,
no,
I wish I had
don't-
seen everybody's messages before they left.
it's only 7:30 here. I can keep going.
I'll stay with you.
Same, I'm Central Time too.
Well,
We could probably push another 15 minutes, but then my union guy who runs the Zoom, it's his Zoom that I'm using. He might pop in and say I need the link.
We have our state conference coming up, first week of November.
Mhm.
And I always love going to state conference because, you know, I kind of look at the obscure different classes they offer. Like a couple years ago, I did encaustics.
I've
And
never
because
done that.
I thought they looked so beautiful, so fun. And I got in there and I hated it. And I was like,
Really?
I'm so glad that I took the class.
And didn't spend the fortune?
Yes. Exactly.
What didn't you like about it?
Okay, well, for one, the tool I was using wasn't working, which isn't Encaustic's fault. But it was too tedious and I felt like my colors were getting muted.
Uh-huh.
And I like color. That's one of the reasons I do watercolor.
Yes.
And I work with fabric. So like I like bright, bold colors. And
We are
Encaustic,
kindred spirits, Ted. We're kindred spirits.
I just had a fabric piece in the Frisk Museum of Art here in Nashville.
Congratulations.
They did a show that was like, it's called Beyond the Classroom, and it was art teachers creating through the pandemic. So it was artwork that we created while we were pandemicking. They only took 30 pieces and they had 400 submitted.
Wow.
And I was really happy to be a representative of fibers and fabrics.
That's fantastic.
But I
So
tell you,
you would really love then Wendy's Solganic's class, because she does all of these like fabric books.
oh really?
Yes, yes. You have to look her up. You have to look her up. If you're a fabric guy, oh my God. It's like you will have died and gone to heaven looking at some of her stuff.
I grew up in Appalachia and on the West Virginia border, and everybody quilted. all my mom, my grandma, my aunts, neighbors. And I spent my childhood playing underneath a quilt while my mom was working on her quilt.
Aw.
And then to shut me up, she would put a embroidery hoop in my hand and I would embroider.
Wow. That's unusual.
I love that. Now I have a really nosy question, Ted. I want to know what your wife does that she doesn't understand why you have to hoard art supplies.
Okay, let me just explain it this way. Her master's was in mathematics.
Oh my God. How did you two, how do you communicate? How do you communicate?
She's a teacher. And we both had spent time overseas and we've got a lot in common, but when it comes to art stuff, she only likes like realism or Monet or Van Gogh, something pretty. So we'll go to the museum sometimes and she'll be like, yeah, I don't get that.
Wow.
But it's fun. Like she appreciates my skills and abilities and we complement each other well.
Good. That's good.
Are you capable of doing math?
Yes.
Well, you're a very lucky person.
Yes.
I can't spell worth a darn, but I can do math.
I can spell, I can't do math.
Me too.
I have dysgraphia, which is where you mirror write, flip things around, all that good stuff. And I wasn't diagnosed as a child. They said I was stupid. But I was in the gifted programs when I was in high school, so up theirs.
I love hearing
you can do a Da Vinci.
I love that you're sharing that because I work with kids with dysgraphia. So I always wish I had a crystal ball that could tell me where they were going to be.
Oh.
Now I know one place they could be.
Yeah. I when I get tired and when I get stressed, it shows up. Like I'll mirror write. Like even if I'm typing, I'll flip my letters and everything all over the place.
Wow.
But I am intelligent and I'm able to have enough things at my disposal where it does not impact me. Like I've got a master's degree, I'm doing fine. But I'm aware and I have to take the time to deal with compensating, like to check my work and things like that. I can catch it. It's just in the moment, if I'm writing and I'm tired or stressed, it's all over the place.
That totally makes sense. Thank you for telling me that. That's a good perspective for me to have too.
Yeah. And it's great. My wife, she can't spell either, but she doesn't have what I have. She's just not good at spelling. She's good with her numbers though.
Well, as long as she, handles the bills and the taxes and things like that.
She does handle the taxes. I pay the bills, but she handles the taxes.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm always cautious in my classroom of having kids write about art and those kind of things because I know that art was a safe place for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I could feel intelligent there. I didn't feel like I was struggling. So I'm always very cautious. I always go through the whole spiel. Mr. E can't spell, and how you spell it is probably how I would spell it. So I'm going to be able to read it. It's totally okay.
That's really nice. And now too, like every subject has writing. Like in phys ed, they have a writing piece now, which is kind of a bummer in a way.
Yeah.
Well, that's because these kids don't write enough.
Well, they don't write for fun. That's the thing.
They don't know how. And they do know how to copy and paste off Wikipedia, which is not acceptable. Or they write the way they text in text speak, which is not acceptable either.
Yeah, I also teach 2 courses at the local university here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm teaching art appreciation, and most of them are freshmen. Good gravy. I'm like, really? For one of them, you know, and they told me they're like, these are non-majors, don't be mean. So I'm like, I'm being nice. I'm being nice. But
Yeah.
these kids, oh my gosh, I had them write 5 sentences to describe a work of art using the terminologies that we learned in the chapter. And you thought I asked them to write their thesis.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's 5 sentences.
I do have my high school kids, every time we finish a piece of art, they do a portfolio, and we just do a Google slide for their portfolio. And so each time they finish one, they do a slide and they add a picture, they add their title, and they add an artist statement. And I do have, there's a lot of guides, and I have, you know, tons of vocabulary words and things like that. So they can kind of use these little guides to kind of help them write. But I also tell them the same kind of deal. Like I want them to get all their thoughts out first, and then we'll worry about going back for like grammar and spelling and things like that later. And I'll sit with them and kind of go through some of that if they need that help. But I find that helps, that if they know that the main point is to just get the thoughts out, then they actually enjoy the writing and they're doing a really nice job with it. And then we just kind of go back together, and especially some of the kids that do struggle with spelling and things like that, we go back together and look at that. But having those like just big word bank things and stuff like that kind of help them too. Like after they're done, they can kind of look through that and go through spelling on their own, or and one of them is just like a big thing of like descriptive words, but it goes by the art elements. So it'll say like color, and then underneath color, there's a whole bunch of descriptive words to help them with describing their color. And that's been really helping them.
What grade level? Kelly, what grade level? You're muted. I'm gonna hold on my t-shirt.
Or I just got booted and then kicked back out and then kicked back on. I do it for 7th through 12th.
Okay. I end up doing, after every project we do, I give the kids a reflection sheet that has at most 5 questions, between 4 and 5 questions. And they're like leading questions to have them go through their process and what they did and what they learned. And I tell them at the top of the page, it counts as a test grade, and they cannot submit it with less than 3 sentences per answer. And I try to be very careful how I word the question so they don't give me a yes or a no or a one-word response. And then when they hand me the paper with 1 sentence for each answer, I said, you just failed your test. Go back and add more sentences. I don't know what to write. I'm like, well, be creative. Like, you're killing me over 1 sentence. You know, you were told.
What age?
High school, 9 through 12. Like,
one of the things that I have is the Art of Ed actually has a artist statement flow chart.
Yeah,
and that's kind of a nice one for them, because it goes through and it's just kind of like, all right, number 1, describe your art. And then there's like guiding questions to describe your art. And then it'll be like, you know, number 2, and it kind of goes through. So if they follow the flow chart and they just answer a few of those questions as they go, by the time they're done, they should have a pretty decent artist statement. But following the flow chart can get tricky.
I just can't believe how much we have to fight them over getting 3 sentences.
I have a college student that every time that we've done something, they like write like, I didn't have enough time. I'm like, I give you your assignment on Monday. It's due by Sunday by noon. Oh, and then I had the whole thing as I didn't know what noon meant.
What?
I thought it was 12 o'clock at night. And I'm like, I can't.
God.
I can't.
We are in such trouble with these kids when they get out in the world.
Well, people say like, how is it teaching college? I said, well, it's an awful lot like teaching elementary, I tell you.
Yep. I specifically picked high school because I thought I'd be able to have, you know, intellectual interaction with these kids. And I feel like I'm teaching kindergarten.
I love kindergarten. That's my favorite.
I was gonna say my kindergartners are pretty cool.
Yeah.
So maybe we should try that. Actual kindergarten. Oh my God.
I did my student teaching up in Quebec, and
Mhm.
their high schools are set grades 7 through 11.
Wait, Quebec, Canada?
Yeah, I did the international student teaching program.
Oh, nice.
I wanted Rio de Janeiro, but they had a 2D artist the semester before down there, and they wanted a 3D person. So they shipped me to Canada, and I'm like, I'm from Ohio in the winter. I don't want to be in Canada. It's
That's
even more snow.
Yeah. Oh God.
But I was like, Lord, get me through this time, and I'll teach elementary the rest of my life. 26 years later, I'm still teaching elementary.
Except for college.
Except, well, that's my side gig.
That's where you get your fix of older.
Yes.
Yeah.
You do not look old enough to have done anything for 26 years.
It's because I'm fat. It pushes the wrinkles out. There's an upside to being chubby.
You have to come back and join us again. You're awesome.
Oh, thank you. This has been fun. It was easy tonight because my family's not here. My kids aren't here. I have 3 young children. I have an 8-year-old, a 11-year-old, and a 13-year-old. And it's hard. Like when I get home from school, I want to be with them. But I'll try at some point. Okay. I'm not promising, but I will try.
Okay.
Because I saw this on Instagram, didn't I?
No, I don't do Instagram. I post on Facebook. Did you emailed me specifically, add me to your mailing list, I think?
I think I emailed you and asked you about, like, is it okay since I'm not from New York?
Oh, yes. So if
Maybe
you emailed me.
Where did you post it on Facebook? On one of the art teacher pages?
Yes. Oh my God. I think I posted it on like 12 or 15 different art teacher pages. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Steph, I think I saw it on Instagram too. I think some of the stories get transferred over now.
You know what it is? When I posted to the NICATA page, we have someone on the board or in the NICATA community that does social media on Instagram. So she takes what I post and puts it on Instagram. I don't do the Instagram thing.
Yeah, I do think it was Instagram where I saw it, but then I researched I looked the name up and everything, and I found you.
Yes.
So that's how I came about it. Well, if any of you guys are into anything macabre, I do different things like art challenges each month. Well, not each month, but like this month is pumpkin a day. Next month will be turkey a day, and then in February I do heart a day. And you can pick any theme, any medium, anything. But I'm also this month, because I want to do something 3-dimensional, Dollar Tree Terror, where you go to Dollar Tree, get a stuffed animal or a doll, and then turn it into something.
Terrifying?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
So
that's on your blog?
I don't think I put it on my blog because I was worried if parents or kids looked at it, they might get spooked. It's on my Instagram and Twitter and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm gonna look you up. Do you have a monthly newsletter or a subscription?
No, it's just I just post. I just try to connect with art teachers, and if anybody needs my help or ideas, I'm there.
Well, I will definitely be following you then.
But the macabre one, the Dollar Tree Terrors, it's just you just got to make one thing and then post it to social media with the hashtag Dollar Tree Terror, October Art Challenge, that kind of thing.
Cool.
But it's just for fun. I have an art teacher friend in Missouri who is she's like Queen of Halloween, and
Queen of Halloween.
She's already done with hers. She already posted it.
Wow.
I think she may have had it done like October 1st. Like she was so excited.
I am so overcommitted on monthly things. Like
I know.
I'm part of an ATC card group. And I'm doing this also. And then from Sagamore, I'm doing the rotating book, which is like everybody picks a theme and then everybody else does a page in the theme of that book, and then the person who picked the theme makes a book with everybody's artwork in it. I haven't even like I have the concepts all sketched out and stuff. I haven't started making them yet. So I'm so behind.
Next summer for that.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be due before summer, right? Like we have to bring it with us to the next institute.
Done before summer, but yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So I haven't even started making yet. So I can't take on any more commitments or I'm going to disappoint too many people, especially myself.
Here are my pumpkins. This year, I found these little wood pumpkins at Dollar Tree.
Oh, that's so cute.
So I decided I was going to paint them.
Are they flat pieces of wood?
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
They're like ornaments. So each day I do a new one.
And what are you going to do with 30 pumpkins?
Lord knows.
You should raffle them off at school to the kids.
I might make a garland and hang it up next year in my classroom.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
You sound like my wife now. What are you going to do with that?
Sorry. Sorry.
It's all good.
Actually, you would like, are you familiar? Well, you missed 2 weeks ago when I did the Huichol skulls with the beaded skulls.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I had all these miniature plastic skulls from Michael's from Halloween, clearance sales.
Yeah.
And I bought all these beads and I'm doing them now with my students at school.
Oh, fun.
So we're beading every day. There's beads all over the floor of my classroom and they keep coming back for more beads and I have to keep buying more beads. But I can't wait to see the finished results. I'm so excited because this is the first time I'm actually doing it. I've been wanting to do it for years.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely years.
Oh, how did they like it?
They seem to like it. It's just very I don't want to say monotonous. It's like they sit there and you got to with a toothpick go one bead at a time.
It's
one bead at a
tedious.
time. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Tedious. But they seem to enjoy it. They're excited to see the finished product, and so am I. So, my principal was excited about the project, and she requested while the kids are all doing skulls, she says, have one of them make me an Eiffel Tower in beads.
Oh my God.
I'm like, really? So she's a Paris fanatic, like everything. She has the Eiffel Tower everywhere. So I bought one of those, like your pumpkins, a flat cutout of the Eiffel Tower, and I had a student for extra credit. She's going to do it. So we'll see how that comes out.
I have a friend, she calls it bead painting. We got our masters at the same time, and she glues seed beads onto large canvases one at a time.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Wow.
But her dad worked for the university that we went to, and she was a enameling major, stained glass major, and weaving major. So she's like the queen of tedious.
Well, it's all very zen and meditative.
For some people, and then others,
Yeah.
it's aggravating as all get out.
Yeah. It's the repetitive motion that's very soothing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's 10 to 9. I think we should, is anybody finished with their stuff? I'm almost done with my page.
How do I know I'm finished?
I don't know how do you know when you're finished?
I'm
How do you
just
answer
gonna
that for
cut-
your students? That looks great, Judy.
I'm
Mom,
layering,
that's
so I don't think I'll
beautiful.
ever be finished.
Really fun.
Oh, I love it.
I'm gonna cut mine down.
I love these are Can I screenshot everybody?
Yeah.
Good screen. Yay. Thank you. I wish I'd gotten everybody else. I hope this was lovely for you guys.
It was. Thank you very much.
That was a lot of fun.
Can't wait till the next one.
Did we do another meditative painting group?
Sure.
Or we could do a lettering on top of our watercolor kind of a thing. I'm not great at lettering, but who cares? You know, we just write stuff and
Well,
have fun.
It
Mark
wouldn't have to be
making.
lettering. It could be drawing on top of the surface. Like you could
Yep.
draw images.
Mark making.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or is doodling, zen doodling on top.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. All right, you guys. I loved tonight. I love the energy with this group. You guys are awesome. Please come back. I haven't figured out the next project yet, but I think this is our 2nd October. So our next one, no. We might have one more in October, but definitely in November. So keep an eye out. Really great to meet you, Ted. Welcome to the group. Judy, great to have you join us. Thank you. I think everybody else is a regular, semi-regular.
Dev,
Yeah.
when are these things?
You do them twice monthly on Thursdays, always from 7 to 8:30.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Great.
So please join us again.
Thank you. I will. Send me another invitation. I'll definitely come.
Well, will do. I'll either, if I emailed you, then you're on my mailing list. If I did not email you, then you can email me to put you on my mailing list. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the next one.
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a wonderful night. Enjoy the 3-day weekend.
Thanks. You too.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Mom.